Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's video. It's Mark here from Digital Groove Online, and this week we're going to look at generating chords inside Ableton 12. Recently they have released a pack within the Ableton website if you have the standard version or the suite version, and it will allow you to download expressive chords. If you go into your Ableton account and select your license and go down, you'll see the packs that you can install underneath it. And recently they have brought out expressive chords, and it's a thing that a lot of people struggle with, is creating the chord and the general ideas of your initial track. So I thought I would do a quick video on this and show you how to use it and record it into your session and just get you started and off the block. Now, there are better ones out there, of course, but this is something that's included with Ableton if you have the right license type. So I thought I would show you. I've went into Ableton Live and I found a preset called Emo House, and I've dragged that in first and foremost onto a MIDI channel. And I've put a diva after it, which is a synthesizer. So that allows me to trigger I'll drag this away first and foremost, and we'll put it onto another channel, and we'll bring the grand piano in there. Because how I like to start things is with a basic grand piano sound. There we go. And whenever you download that expressive chords in and install it in Ableton, it should show up under MIDI effects here, and there is the Emo House preset that I've selected from it. But if I sort of go to the top here, you can see the expressive chords plugin is sitting here. Now underneath it, these are all presets for different sort of types of music, and some of them are really good. And if we drag them in and you hit one key on your keyboard, it will allow you to trigger a chord. So it's about finding the right rhythm, finding the right chord within the actual, each of these little squares internally in here hold a chord, and it's about finding the right chords inside these little squares here and then getting them in the right order into something melodic that you can then play around with. So if I just hit the record arm button here, and I've already dragged the Emo House preset in, and I select one of these squares, you can hear that it has already triggered that chord inside the session. And if I double click inside here and just bring that up and do the same thing from C1, you can see that they're all different chords in there. So what you want to really do first and foremost, if it's a chord progression with pads, they're sustained and they're longer notes, but for this one we're going to do some sort of plucky type chord thing. So I'll think of a rhythm in my head, and we'll start with the root note, which is here, and we're going to turn on the metronome and we will hit play, and we'll have a listen to that and just sort of create this rhythm across the way. So there is the initial idea of the first 4 beats. Now, once we've got that sort of area full, we can go over here to the length, and we can set that to a different length of a MIDI clip. So we'll put that up to 4 so that we can make these changes here. So if I highlight this here now and move it across one, then we look for another chord after that that sort of works with it. That might work with it. So we go, and so on. So you get the idea. You can also move some of these individual ones about. if we're going into that piano house sort of vibe, you know. So, but we'll keep it as it is for now, because I'm looking to create some sort of chord progression along the way that would sound decent in sort of melodic house genre. So before the session, just to keep the video a little bit shorter than doing it in real time, I did come up with this progression here. I'll bring that over and drop it in, have a quick look at it. And I've also just offset the rhythm a little bit as well, so it's not the same the whole way across rhythm wise. Well, it is in space, but basically instead of going like this, I've shifted that forward a 16th note there, which gives the rhythm a little bit of variation. So let's hit play here and see what it sounds like. So it's not too bad, you know, it has that nice bouncy feel to it. So the next thing I would do whenever I know that I'm happy enough with how that sounds is we can get rid of the grand piano then, and we can get something like Diva or Serum or your favorite synthesizer in there, and we can start flicking through presets or creating our own sound. But we'll get rid of the grand piano, and I've inside Diva picked a nice pluck out for this here. And we'll drop that on, and this is the sound here. It's from Bound to Divide. It's a pluck sound. So let's have a listen to that now, just with a different type of sound on it, and see, you know, how that fits what we're looking for. Okay, happy enough with that. The next thing that you can do if you want to change what some of those chords sound like, follow a different bass note for example, what we can do is take that one step further, and we can take what is coming out of the chords plugin here, and we can record it back into another MIDI channel. And all we have to do that so that we can see the actual chords. Obviously if we look here, one note is triggering a chord, but we want to see what the chords look like in case we want to manipulate or change some of those around. And how we do that then is we take a blank MIDI channel, and then we feed the channel with the plugin and the preset on it to this MIDI channel. So let's do that now. We're looking for one Diva, which is this one here. So now this is being fed into this blank MIDI channel, and we're just going to arm that track at the bottom, and then we hit record. And watch what happens. I'll double click inside the actual MIDI clip itself, and we can see those notes being recorded into this clip. Let's have a listen. And another thing we want to check there is that the monitor is turned in, and we have post effects in the drop down box as well. Okay, so now we have that recorded in, and we can see all the notes that are being played there. I'm just going to bring it up. Let's see. I'll actually bring it over to the Diva, and then I'm going to turn off the chord generator so that it plays these notes, and we'll find the right place to loop that up. So there's the start. Okay, so that seems to be right now, and we're going to consolidate that. If we can do crop clip, there we go. So now we have the, you know, the 4 bars there. And the beauty of putting this back in now, and we've recorded the notes in, is that we can manipulate any of these notes now. So we could maybe silence the bottom notes. Or the top notes. Yeah, I might just silence those top notes. And maybe move this one up now. So we can now manipulate those notes and change them around, take things out we don't like, or even change the key of it completely. So hopefully that's been beneficial to you. I've only really opened it and started playing around with it today, but I can see the potential of having something like this to get an initial idea out of your head. So don't be afraid to try this yourself if that feature is available to you in Ableton, and happy producing.